Next question that I see here from Sarah. So Sarah asks, what's the biggest cybersecurity threat facing small businesses right now? The biggest threat right now, honestly, probably it's phishing, right? We see this every single year. It tops the charts on um, when we're big companies are looking back at all the breaches that have happened over the last year. The most common starting point for all these breaches is phishing, right? So it's not necessarily just old school email scams, right? We're also talking super targeted AI generated phishing attempts, whether that be AI deepfakes, AI email, LinkedIn. You're seeing these phishing attempts are getting so much more sophisticated, and cyber attackers are able to sell these programs, almost as a service, right, on the dark web. So it's becoming more prevalent. It's becoming easier. It's taking cyber criminals don't need the same level of technical expertise that they maybe did, 15, 20 years ago, right? These 90s movie references to hackers that are, geniuses are still true and are still out there, but it's a lot easier for cyber criminals to create really advanced phishing attacks with AI generated prompts, able to do massive amounts of AI research on your company and generate responses in real time using advanced AI technologies to create more advanced phishing attacks that look and sound real. So it's not just it's not as simple as it once was to kind of dismiss some pretty obvious phishing attacks. So it's still the most dangerous thing out there. I mean, these tools they can mimic your writing style, your company branding. They can even mimic your voice of somebody else internally in the company. And with deepfakes coming into play like that, it gets much harder to spot the fakes. Small businesses are, I mean, small businesses are especially vulnerable because they often don't have the layers of defense or the dedicated cybersecurity teams that larger companies do, and attackers know that. Phishing, while it's the biggest vulnerability out there, it's often just the entry point. Once these cyber criminals gain access, they can move laterally, they can steal data, they can deploy ransomware. So, with all that kind of doom and gloom kind of out of the way, what can you do? Biggest thing for phishing is to educate your team, right? Multi-factor authentication, phishing training, and then of course, solid incident response and monitoring, right? If you're if you're not able to get all those in place, right, obviously working with an MSP is a great way to do that. But even if you are working with an MSP, make sure they're actually providing ongoing threat detection and response, not just firewall and antivirus. That doesn't cut it anymore. And there was, a time and a place where that was probably enough, right? And you could feel safe and comfortable with those kind of limited protections in place. That's just not the case anymore. It's not even close to enough. These attacks are getting so much more sophisticated. And the reality is that the biggest weak spot and probably will continue to be simple phishing attacks that somebody gets baited into, right? So, great question.